While Tom Brady is still seeking out his next contract, one former teammate believes it won't be in New England. Christian Fourier said last week that the Patriots are, quote, 100% done with Brady. Shannon, do you believe that the Patriots are done with Brady?
I believe they both come to a decision that it's best for them to part ways. I think this has been a long time coming. I think Brady feels he's been disrespected, especially over the last 3 to 4 years, Skip, with the Jimmy Garoppolo situation. Brady, I think Brady has always given them money, but at some point in time, Brady wished they had come to him and said, you know what, Brady, you've been so great with us. We're going to get the money from somewhere else.
Yep.
And I think Tom has become, because I don't know what to believe, Skip, as far as he wants max money, he wants $35, $40 million. I don't know what's true. And if that's true, maybe he's become resentful because he's seen how much he's done. And even in the process, Skip, of me giving you all this money back, me allowing you maximum cap space, me taking half of what I should actually get, you actually wanted to move on with me for another guy. And the Patriots are looking at it. Coach Belichick has done a great job of this, of not falling in love with anybody, just dating. Nobody got a key to the house. He's like, hey, that way you don't have to worry about getting, locks changed or anything like that, taking the key back. Alex.
Yep.
So Coach Belichick says, okay, yeah, you're Tom Brady, but I don't see the Tom Brady that can elevate, because the term was coined, nobody does more with less for Tom Brady, because he took guys that are former quarterbacks, guys that were undrafted, guys that were just ho-hum guys, and he turned them into great players in that system. Now that he can't do that, Coach Belichick says, well, if you can't elevate the guys that we not be drafting a whole lot of first rounders. Remember last year, Skip, N'Keal Harry was his first rounder that he drafted in New England.
New England, as a receiver.
Every receiver. He's like, we're not doing that. We might get we might take an offensive lineman, a defensive player, but we're not doing that. And they're looking at, well, Brady's looking at like, y'all been very disrespectful. Coach Belichick, Patriots says, well, you can't elevate, something needs to give. You want max money, you can't amplify this team. Because, Skip, when you look at it, you look at the guys that went far in the playoffs, what can those guys do? All of them can make plays outside of the pocket. And what can Tom Brady do? Make plays outside of the pocket. Now, he can, hey, that phone booth, he can go side to side. But once you force him outside that tackle box, Skip, he's a different player. And now the guys have gotten so talented. You look at Russ, you look at Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes. All those guys can make plays outside of the pocket, be it legs or with their arm. I do believe, Skip, that they've come to an agreement. I don't know if it's 100% they're done with Tom. I don't know if it's 100% Tom is done with them. But I think they're coming to the realization that, you know what, the best thing for us to do is just move in our separate ways.
Maybe. So, back to Christian Fourier, who spoke this quote on his radio show in Boston. I know Christian very well. I did a college football prediction show with him for a whole year on ESPN, so I got to know him very well. And when he speaks about Tom Brady or the New England Patriots, I listen. Yet it is still hard for me to believe that Robert Kraft is completely done with Tom Brady. It's just hard.
That's the 100%. That's what I'm having a hard time getting at, the 100%.
Okay, I get
85, 90.
I get Belichick.
Yes, yeah.
I get Brady being done with Belichick. I just don't get Robert Kraft saying, I'm done with you, Tom. We don't want you back.
Right.
I don't think he wants that blood, so to speak, on his hands for the long term, on his legacy. And I believe Tom has done him so well, so often, and has taken so many hometown discounts that he's going to ride it out, that he would give him whatever deal he wants for the next 2 years to end it in New England. Because, as you know, these stories are much better when he ends where he started, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. Joe Montana didn't end where he started, obviously ended in Kansas City as opposed to San Francisco. But in this case...
But it would be a great story, Skip, if he went somewhere else and won a title.
Okay, it'd be a great story. And Tom knows it would really be great for his legacy versus Belichick.
Correct.
We talked about that.
It'd be over. It'd be over,
Okay?
Skip.
All right, it would be over. So to me, Tom Brady does not want to maximize his financial compensation. Like that. That's not, come on, really? I mean, is pride talking that loudly to him? But he does want to maximize his ability to win another championship.
Right.
And I'm just not sure. The harder I look at what Belichick has left on his roster, I don't see how that's maximizing his chances to win.
Right. I agree.
So, to your point, you need to be able to move outside the pocket if you're going to win with what they have left in New England.
Yes.
Because you better be able to make your own plays with your legs as well as your arm. So, to me, I look at what is Belichick thinking? Would he still lean toward Brady just because? What's the alternative?
Right.
Is it Jared Stidham, really? The guy who got yanked from a preseason game because he threw an interception late?
Right.
Really? I don't see that.
Andy Dalton, Phillip Rivers.
Okay. Cam, maybe?
Yeah.
Would Cam be available? That might be the best alternative, unless there was some scenario by which the San Francisco 49ers said, you know what? We would have a little better chance to win one or both of the next 2 Super Bowls with Tom Brady instead of Jimmy G. And they just reverse places.
So trade Jimmy G back.
Yeah. So
for a
Jimmy
second
G
round.
would go back to where it was supposed to be 2 years ago, right? Now going on 3 years ago when Belichick clearly wanted to go forward with Jimmy G. So you let Belichick have what he originally wanted, and Tom finishes out where he grew up in San Mateo. He's as a 49er fan and a big Montana fan. He was at the Catch game in early 1982, January of 82. So it would be a beautiful end for both, but that would be given the fact that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan said, we're going to cut bait with Jimmy G. Well, we saw Kyle effectively cut bait psychologically with Jimmy G in several key instances, like at the end of the half in the Super Bowl.
Right.
He just said, I don't want him to have a shot here, right? I don't want to put the ball in his hands. And it looked like there were too many times until the fourth quarter when he didn't want the ball.
Right.
Obviously through, 8 passes against
Green Bay.
Okay? So that's a possibility. And I still say the LA Chargers are the perfect fit for Tom Brady because they are moving into a beautiful new
Billion, $3.5.
$3.5 billion stadium. You know it well.
Oh, yeah.
And
flew over it last night.
And did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
It's looking beautiful.
It's looking beautiful, and it's supposed to be ready for this July.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So here we go. And do you not need a marquee name to
Right.
sell that product?
Skip, for me,
Okay.
and we going back and we go back and forth. Is it the Raiders? Because you hear reports that the Raiders are prepared to offer Tom Brady $60 million over 2 years, and we hear the Chargers. But for me, I believe the best place that will give Tom Brady the best chance to win would be the Colts. They have $85 million in cap space. I believe they have the best offensive line in football. They got a nice running game, Skip. They got the ability to add a piece and go out and get defensive help that Tom Brady would need. Because look, at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody says. You still got to stop somebody. Even when you got Tom Brady, and look, when the Broncos got Peyton Manning, it wasn't until they had a lights-out defense that they ultimately got to and won the Super Bowl. When they had Vaughn and D. Ware and Wolf and all those guys, Talib and Harris Jr. I believe with Skip, $85 million with Tom Brady, that offensive line, those 2 running backs.
Okay. My problem with that is Tom Brady does not seem like an Indianapolis kind of guy. And definitely
Midwest
Tom and Giselle do not seem like an Indianapolis kind of couple to me. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I mean, he the Marlboro man. I mean, don't even strike you the type of Wrangler jeans and,
I don't know.
that don't straight low. Okay.
Plus, does he really want to sort of step into Peyton's shadow? I don't know.
Well, look, you trying to win a title. You don't care. I mean, Peyton stepped into John Elway's. Now, Elway had retired years ago. Look, I'm trying to win a title. I think if I'm Peyton Manning, I'm looking down when I do my research, when I do my due diligence. What is the quickest? I'm gonna say a year, 2. I agree with you. Tops, 2 years tops. And I'm looking at everything, Skip. I'm looking at organizational hype because now you do know because when Peyton came, they turned it over to him. Peyton, your offense, you call whatever. Okay, who's gonna turn what over to me? Okay, this is what I need. Can you go get this? I need a Jack Doyle. It looks like they've moved on from Eric Ebron in Indy. Jack Doyle is a nice tight end. Okay, you got T.Y. Hilton. You got some other.
Oh, I got it. If you're doing X's and O's, it's a great fit.
Yes,
I got it.
And $85 million in cap, which is the second most.
Okay, all right, I got all that, but it's still if you could take them and move them to Dallas, Texas, which brings me, by the way, to the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go.
And I'm going to throw it out there one more time. If this thing continues to turn as ugly between Dak and Jerry as it appears to be turning. If it's just a stalemate of an impasse of a conundrum where it's just not going to work, where Dak says you got to give me this because the cap eventually is going to go there, and Jerry says that's just too rich for my blood, I would be just fine with my Dallas Cowboys saying, Tom Brady, come on down.
Oh, really?
2 years.
Over that?
Yep.
Over that?
That would be a crazy
Over that?
They'd have to cut bait with that.
Oh, you want to cut bait with that?
Well, if he is asking for an unrealistic amount
Ain't
of
no
money.
such thing as unrealistic. You know where the cap's going.
Yep.
The cap has gone up 40% in the last 5 years, Skip Bayless. So you believe it's going to come down or go up in the next 5 years?
So my partner Shannon Sharp wants my quarterback Dak Prescott to make $40 million, even though he often gave him Fs for his performance last year.
Skip, I don't really care about the overall number. And I don't think Dak really cares about the overall number. Dak said, I need 120 guaranteed.
Okay, fine.
Can you get that for me?
Well, can he get it somewhere else? Because I don't think he can get it somewhere else.
Well, don't worry about this. No, I don't worry about what I can get out there. I'm talking about, can you give it to me? Then I'll worry about, once you don't give it to me, I'll worry about what I get out there. Because guess what, Skip Bayless? I'd rather go out there with somebody that appreciate me. I'm going to take less money, but I'm not taking it from you. You know what I'm saying, Skip? I'll put up with a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Skip, Alex, I know I talk a lot about relationships. And sometimes in a relationship, you're like fed up. I'll put up some stuff. I'll put up some bickering. I'll put up with some yelling and screaming, talking about me coming in. But I ain't gonna put up with it from you. I'll put up with it from Sue after I get into another relationship with Sue, but I ain't putting up with it from you. Dak Prescott say, Jerry Jones, I might take less money, but I ain't taking it from you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Factor in your relationship. Okay, I got it. So the point is, do I love Dak Prescott? Yes, I do. Do I love Tom Brady right here, right now, a little more than Dak Prescott? You better believe I do.
You
know I do.
You out your mind.
Oh, stop it.
You out your mind.
Well, I just
Give
do.
me that. Give me that.
Would Tom Brady give my Dallas Cowboys a little better chance of winning Super Bowls the next 2 years? You better believe
And
it.
Dak.
I'm going.
I'm taking Dak.
This is a win.